Steve with Carbon County Road in Price, Utah. This is how we calibrate our sanders. To start with, we're going to work with our doors. For our door height, you want to measure from the top of the flight to the bottom of the door. So this door is roughly 4 inches. From this point, we've got a smooth flow coming off. Right here you can see we marked a spot on our bearing that does not turn. Our shaft will make 1 revolution, and then we'll weigh that. That'll give us our pounds per revolution. And then we're going to fire the truck up, and we're going to run through each of our sander settings and go for 1 minute and count how many revolutions we're making in 1 minute. And then we'll put it on the spreadsheet, and we'll find out how many pounds per mile we're laying down. So we're going to use this tarp to catch our load, and then we'll bring it up. And we'll just use a simple scale, much like your grain scales. All right. Make sure we get everything off our spinner. Looks like we've weighed about 43 pounds off 1 revolution. So now what we'll start doing is the rest of calibration. We'll set it on our settings. We'll count how many revolutions on that particular setting it's going to make in 1 minute, and then we will know the pounds per mile. All right, we're cutting our door height down to 3.5 inches to see if we can get our weight down a little bit to see what that's going to give to us as far as a revolution. So if you'll bring it around, let's get us a square cut again. Okay. And then we'll do a revolution. So what our goal is to get a constant flow off without the avalanching. So that way we don't have the plops in the road where you have a spot and then you white and then another spot of black. We're trying to get a constant steady flow at about 250 pounds a lane mile is the goal. We're about 36 pounds per revolution versus what we originally started with, about 43 pounds. So now we'll fire up and we'll count how many revolutions per minute. So what we're doing for 1 minute at each speed on our sander, we're going to count how many revolutions it makes. And that'll let us know how many pounds we're putting down. Okay, so it looks like we're making 6 1/4 revolutions. So where that's going to start coming into play now is when we start filling out our form here. On our first setting with 43 pounds, we are laying down 268 pounds per minute. And if we go back to 36, we're going to be laying down 225 pounds per minute. Chain speeds here, 1 through 10. This is going to be our rotations per minute. This is our pounds that we've weighed. For us, our average is 20 miles an hour. So we're trying to accomplish around 250 pounds per lane mile. So at this setting here, we are laying down 240 pounds per lane mile.
Hi, I'm Daniel Campbell. I'm the superintendent over Carbon County Road Department. It's really crucial, especially with budgets getting tight, that you take the time and set your sanders up this way. It not only does it make you more effective at your job, it does help your budgets. And it saves a lot of downtime of your trucks running back to the salt pile, getting loaded. It actually puts them out on the road a lot longer, which gives you more bang for your buck, especially when you're paying overtime. Now that we've done all the calibrations and everything on our sander, the big thing is now you want your material to actually be on the road surface and not out in the bar ditch or onto your fresh snow that you're going to plow off with your next pass. it's really crucial your doors on the insides of your spreader here are set properly so that material's hitting the spinner and dropping directly behind your truck and not being thrown out into the weeds or off the shoulder of the road or onto your next travel lane that you're going to plow off. Three things essentially affect that. The doors in here, your flaps on your side, and your spinner speed. Spinner speed is really, really crucial. You can have your flap set relatively low and still end up with material going off the shoulder of the road if your drivers are turning your spinner speeds up too fast. And drivers do like to do that because it helps them see the material. A lot of times when they're going, especially late at night, they feel like their sander has maybe quit them, and so they're not dropping any material out. They don't want to get out of the truck, safety reasons, everything else. And so they'll kick that spinner up to where they can see it coming out past their mud flaps on their driver's side. Essentially, you're wasting material. So now that you've got 250 pounds per lane mile going on the road, or should be going on the road, now it's going in the bar ditch or onto your next travel lane that you're going to plow off. And we'll do a quick demonstration of how far your spinners actually broadcast with your doors open or closed or different spinner settings. So here you can see how far out past the truck it's actually going with where that door's set. It's not doing too bad on this side, but we're going to wipe all of our salt off the road on our next pass. So see now how we're putting it right directly behind us? So now we're getting our material on the road. Now we've cut down to 50% and it's virtually right behind our truck. So just by a simple door setting, you can control your material even if you have a high spinner setting. We're getting a little bit maybe coming off of the shoulders, maybe 3%, but 90% of our material is right where we need it, right in the travel lane. This is where it all comes into play. Once you've calibrated your sanders, you've done all the steps, this is what you want to see out on your road, is your material actually ending up in the travel surface of your road, rather than off your bar ditch or just a nice little string down the road. So it helps your traffic pack it and essentially gets us back to black, what we're all after.